What's up, fam? Billy D here. North American Sports Report, April 2nd, 5 after 7 in the evening. Hope everybody is well. Got a few stories to hit up tonight. First and foremost, Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, as you saw on my posts, on social media, Tiger again had a vehicular mishap. Let's just call it what it is. Tiger fucked up once again behind the wheel of a car, flips it. They kept a lot of this undercover in the media, but he was obviously arrested. For what? Was he drunk? Was he on pills? They found oxycodone, 2 pills in his pocket. So they find oxy on Tiger. He's obviously wasted and gets arrested. Judges granted Tiger, they've granted Tiger the permission to go to Europe to enlist in a rehab center, which is where Tiger Woods is headed. And this is like the third time that we know of that this has happened. All we could say is that, Tiger, you need to get some help. You're doing a bunch of stupid shit. And, listen, Tiger could get a driver. He can get a driver to drive himself around, but the reason why Tiger doesn't get a driver is because he doesn't want anybody to know all this fucked up shit that he's doing. And whether it's, screwing how many chicks or doing or partying or whatever it is he's doing, he wants to keep it under wraps. So, he doesn't want a driver because then, he can't be on the QT. That's that. Plain and simple. And we know it. But that's got to end. Tiger has got to have... Don't get behind a car when you're wasted anymore, dude. It's enough of that. That's enough of that. You're making a mockery of your legacy. Get your shit together, and I hope you get the help that you need. But do it before you kill someone else on the road or you kill yourself. So that is the Tiger Woods report, heading now to Europe to enter a rehab facility after his most recent vehicular mishap while wasted. Anyway, what else do we got for you? So we've got the Final Four this weekend, Saturday. We got the Final Four, and 2 out of my Final Four made it. Thanks to UConn. If not for UConn, it would have been 3 of my Final Four. I had Arizona, Michigan, Duke, and Florida. That was my Final Four. I had Duke and Michigan coming out of the Eastern region, and I had Arizona and Michigan coming out of the Western region. As you remember, 12 of my 16 made it to the Sweet 16. 4 out of my 8 made it to the Elite 8, so I had 4 out of 8 in the Elite 8, and I would have had 3 out of 4 in the Final Four of my bracket, except for the UConn Huskies. Come from what was 19 points down in the first half. They were down 45-26. And listen, Duke just choked this game away. Duke just choked this game away, plain and simple. I mean, you felt terrible for Caden Boozer. I mean, I know a lot of people don't feel terrible for the Duke Blue Devils with all the winning that they've done. Cam Boozer had a great game. Foster, who was so good in the previous game coming back from injury, not quite as good this game, but they had a 19-point lead. Duke was dominating the game, but UConn hung around. They were 1 of 18 from three-point range. 1 of 18 from three-point range. And I do believe they finished either 4 of 5 or 5 of 6 from downtown. They started banging him in at the right time. And, Boozer, all he has to do is hold on to the ball, Caden Boozer, and the time expires, and Duke holds on for the 1-point lead, but he tries to chuck it into the front court. It's deflected. The kid hits a prayer 3 from 36 feet out, and that was it. That was it. And for the second year in a row, Coach Shire of the Blue Devils has got to sit and scratch his head because they blew a 14-point lead last year to Houston in the Elite Eight. And this year they blow a 19-point lead against UConn. And like I said, they were dominating this game, just dominating it, and they let it slip away. They let them hang around, and then Braylon Mullins hits the prayer three after the turnover to win the game. Braylon Mullins with the three-pointer, and that was it. And listen, everybody knows that your talk show host here is not a big fan of his home state and its favorite basketball team. Okay? Everybody knows that. Some of the businesses I've been in, the UConn Huskies, have affected me in a bad way monetarily. But anyway, the UConn Huskies advanced to the Final Four. Kudos to Terrace Reed, who had 26 points and 9 boards and kept the Huskies in the game. Demary Jr. had 11 points. Ball had 10 points. But Reed is who kept him in the game. He was the best Husky for the entire game. And, but again, they go on the big run late. They cut a 10-point lead to 3 and then 1. They go 1 of 2 from the free throw line, down 1. Duke inbounds. All they got to do is hold on to the ball. There's only a few seconds to go. I think it was 4 seconds. And there was 5 seconds left. All they got to do is catch the ball, hold it, be fouled, and go to the line. And they'd probably be shooting free throws with a second left. The Huskies don't have any timeout, so they're going to have to go full court the other way. The only way that UConn would have had a chance was if someone turns the ball over and someone hits a prayer three. And Braylon Mullins, who did hit that prayer three after the turnover, again, it was from about 36 feet. And he is the hero. And UConn advances. Braylon Mullins will remember that shot for the rest of his life. So, Final Four schedule. Arizona, Michigan, who, that's a heavyweight fight. Both those teams are better than Illinois and UConn. But you know what? You can never count UConn and this freaking pesky Danny Hurley out. If they get to the championship game, I wouldn't count them out. They find a way to win these big games. So, here it is. Saturday, 6:09 p.m. is the official first tip for Illinois UConn. Saturday evening, 6:09 p.m. Illinois is currently a 1.5-point favorite over UConn. And at 8:49 p.m., Michigan, who is a 1.5-point favorite over Arizona. So 6:09 and 8:49 Saturday night. That is your Final Four. The final will be played on Monday night. So Illinois, UConn, Michigan, Arizona is your NCAA Final Four. Again, Illinois and Michigan are 1.5-point favorites. That's it for my brackets. I do have 2 of the 4 teams in there. Should have really had 3 out of 4. Freaking UConn does it to me again. The Lady Huskies have also advanced to the Final Four, and I really don't have much to say about that because I think women's basketball is bullshit. Nobody wants to watch it. I watched a little bit of the women's UConn game because I had some interest, and I was watching them play Notre Dame, and it looked like a bunch of Amazon women playing a bunch of handicapped kids. That's what it looked like. It's absolutely ridiculous, horrible basketball. Gino Auriemma is going to his 27th, I think I heard today, 27 Final Fours. That just shows you you're in a league with absolutely no competitive balance. It's just complete bullshit. Go coach in a league where everybody else has equal talent and see how good you do. It's just a joke. 27 Final Fours? Give me a break. It's like you're playing You're basically playing no one. There's 8 schools out of 100 that are any good, and everybody else is terrible. I could take me and 4 of my buddies from the park, and we would run most of these teams. We'd probably run all of them. Anyway, I could care less. I couldn't even. I know South Carolina's in the Final Four. I know UConn's in the Final Four women. I couldn't even tell you the other two teams because I think it's a freaking joke. Anyway, we've given you the real Final Four, the NCAA men's. Let's proceed to the playoff races in hockey. We went over the travesty of what is the life of Tiger Woods. This guy he needs rehab. I don't know I think this is the second time Tiger's been to rehab. This is the third time we've heard of one of these incidents that we know of. There's probably been more, but 3 have made the press. And, you remember the time where his ex-wife, Aline, took a freaking golf club to his head and his SUV because she caught him cheating, and he was all fucked up that night, too. This guy's had quite a run. I gave out some. If you guys saw my post on DraftKings, I had a hot run, 11-1. I got some picks tonight. I'm taking the Canadians minus 125 money line over the Rangers. That game is just underway. Also, I'm taking the Lightning over the Penguins. They are minus 155. I am also going to take the Carolina Hurricanes over the Blue Jackets at minus 162. So 3 money line plays. I already put those in on my DraftKings. I also put in the Dallas Stars minus 155 over Winnipeg. That was my 4th pick, and my 5th NHL pick of the night is puck line Golden Knights minus 1.5 over Calgary. That's puck line minus 1.5. I put those 5 plays in on my DraftKings. We do endorse DraftKings and responsible wagering here at the North American Sports Report. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, North American Sports Report, and please follow me, Billy DiNapoli, on Instagram, Facebook. You can even follow me on X. I pop on there here and there. Tonight in the NHL, there are no scores yet. We'll get back to that. Okay, so we did our Tiger Woods. We did let's do all our NHL matchups. So we have the Canadians at the Garden tonight, playing the Rangers. Canadians obviously in great position in the playoffs right now. Let's get our NHL standings up there and get you guys caught up for those that are not in the know. Tonight the Sabres go in 46-21-8 with 100 points in first place in the Atlantic. The Lightning are 2 points back at 98, and the Canadians are 4 points back with 96. So Montreal has 8 games left to play, so first place is not out of the realm for them. They have a game in hand on the Sabres, who have 7 games left, and the Lightning also have 8 games left. So the battle for first in the Atlantic is not over yet. It's not over yet. We're going to touch on this. We're going to go over some MLB as well. And I'm just punching up the MLB standings. There's some early stories that are pretty fun. Okay, so we've got the Rangers. That game is underway. They're 5 minutes in at the Garden, Canadians and the Rangers. Again, the Canadians are 4 points out of first, currently third in the Atlantic. The Tampa Bay Lightning have just scored against Pittsburgh. They are up 1-0, 6 minutes into the first period. The Lightning are 2 points behind the Sabres for first in the Atlantic. The Red Wings and the Flyers, who are both chasing a playoff spot. Detroit has fallen out. They are both 2 points behind the Blue Jackets and 3 points behind the New York Islanders, who currently hold the final playoff spot in the East with 89 points. So Red Wings and Flyers facing off tonight. No score. Game is 5 minutes in, and they are both 3 points out of a playoff spot with 86 points. Bruins, 94 points. Currently the first wild card in the East, but also only 2 points behind Monty, 4 points behind Tampa, and 6 points behind Buffalo. I think they can give up on first place now. The Bruins have 7 games left, and they are 3 games out, but they are in comfortable position right now. They are 6 points up, 5 points ahead of the final playoff spot right now with 7 games to play. They are trailing the Panthers in Sunrise tonight, 1-0. The Florida Panthers, who basically are playing most of their Charlotte Checkers team. The Florida Panthers this year, I do believe, have set the all-time record for most injuries sustained by an NHL team in a season. I do believe there are only 2 players for the Panthers that did not miss any time due to injury. I think 3. It was Carter Verhaeghe, Sam Bennett, and Gustav Forsling are the only 3 players that were not out of the Panther lineup this year due to injury. I do think Forsling did miss a game for some load management. He had a minor injury that I think he missed 1 game. I know Carter Verhaeghe didn't miss any games, and I know that Bennett, I don't believe, missed any games, but just about every single player for the Florida Panthers missed considerable time this year with injuries. They have had more injuries than any team I've ever seen, so there will be no three-peat. I mean, long-term injuries to Barkov, to Tkachuk, to Marchand, to Lundell, to Listerainen, to Jones, to Kulikov. Now Nico Mikula sprained his knee to miss the final 6 weeks of the season. Balinskis, the defenseman, breaks his foot. I mean, that's 9 long-term injuries right there. I mean, that's unheard of. When you have 18 starters for 9 of your skaters to sustain long-term injuries, it's the most injury-plagued I've ever seen a team in a single season. There will be no 4th trip to the Cup Finals, a 4th consecutive trip, that is, for the Florida Panthers. There will be no three-peat, and there will be no playoffs for the defending Cup champs. So they are playing out the string, but they are up 1-0 on the Boston Bruins 7 minutes into the first period in Sunrise. Bruins do have a little bit of a cushion, but that would be a surprising defeat. Especially, there are 8 players from the Charlotte Checkers playing for the Panthers tonight. The Hurricanes have gotten on the board against the Blue Jackets now 7 minutes in. 1-0 Hurricanes from Raleigh. Again, Columbus 1 point behind the Islanders. A big game for them, and they are down 1-0. Sabres and Senators. The Buffalo Sabres and Senators, no score in Ottawa. The Sabres trying to clinch a playoff berth for the first time in 14 years. 14 years. 203-451-3379 is the call-in line, or you can chat with us on YouTube. We do have one here. I got a message from my buddy Pat here. Thinks the Penguins will lose tonight. He thinks if they win, it'll be a big win, and that they will make the playoffs. He thinks tonight is a pivotal game against Tampa. I would agree, and they have just tied it up as he says that. 1-1 now. The Penguins have tied things up in Tampa. Let's see here. What do we got? Let's see who scored here. I'll give you a little scoring update with the Pittsburgh Penguins here. Ricard Raquel scores a goal with an assist by Samuel Girard. So Raquel from Girard for Pittsburgh has just tied the game at 1. Anthony Cirelli from Goncalves was the first goal of the game for the Lightning. Pittsburgh has just tied the game at 1. Wow, the Florida Panthers are now up on Boston 2-0. What a shocker that is. The Panthers playing with, a depleted lineup. They're basically playing with 8 players from the Charlotte Checkers tonight. And the Panthers are up on the Bruins 2-0. Goals by Mackie Samoskevich, who couldn't score for his life all freaking season, and Sam Bennett. Greer with an assist. And that is the scoring. Greer and Seth Jones with assists, and Bennett and Samoskevich with goals for the Panthers. They're up 2-0. Okay, in other games, we gave you Carolina up on Columbus 1-0. No score now, 11 minutes in. Sabres, Senators. We have the Capitals and Devils dropping the puck in 3 minutes at 7:30. The Canucks at the Minnesota Wild. We have the Winnipeg Jets at the Dallas Stars. The Chicago Blackhawks at the Edmonton Oilers. Those last three are 8 o'clock starts Eastern Time. The Mammoth at the Kraken. The Mammoth in playoff position. That's at 10 o'clock. The Flames at the Golden Knights. The Golden Knights won their first game with Coach John Tortorella, who replaced Coach Cassidy, who had won a Stanley Cup with the Knights, but the Knights underachieving in a big way this year. They needed a spark. They let go of their coach, and John Tortorella steps in to light a fire under the Vegas Golden Knights. They are hosting Calgary at 10. The San Jose Sharks and Macklin Celebrini are hosting the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are playing out the string at 10, and the LA Kings at 10:30 will host the Nashville Predators. The Preds in a playoff spot right now, and let's see, the LA Kings are in a playoff spot right now, and the Utah Mammoth are in a playoff spot. So LA has gone past the Predators. The Predators are 1 point behind LA. So in the West, we have the Avalanche, the Stars, and the Wild. That's your top three. In the Central. In the Pacific, the Ducks, the Oilers, and the Golden Knights. Now, the Ducks are only 2 points up on Edmonton as we speak. Your wild cards are the Utah Mammoth with 82 and the LA Kings with 78. The Preds are 1 point back. The Jets are 2 points back. The Winnipeg and the Sharks are 2 points back. So Winnipeg and the San Jose Sharks have crept back into this thing. The Jets have 76 points. They are 2 points behind LA, and the Sharks are 1 point behind LA. I'm sorry, 77 points. The Sharks are hosting the Maple Leafs tonight, so something to keep an eye on there. The Sharks are hosting the Maple Leafs, and the Kings are hosting the Predators in the West with big playoff implications on the line. Wow. So we got some, that LA, Nashville, and Maple Leafs Sharks game, big for the standings in the West for the wild cards. Again, in the East, we have the Sabres, Lightnings, Canadiens, Hurricanes, Penguins, Islanders, and your wild cards are the Bruins. And right now, the Bruins and the, wait a second. Sabres, Lightning, Canadiens are your top three. Hurricanes, Penguins, Islanders are the top three in the Met. And the Bruins and the Blue Jackets are the wild cards. The Bruins and the Blue Jackets are the wild cards right now. So the Flyers, I misspoke before. The Flyers and the Red Wings are 2 points behind Columbus, and so is Ottawa. So Ottawa, Philly, and Washington are, Ottawa, the Flyers, and the Red Wings, Detroit, Ottawa, and Philadelphia are 2 points behind Columbus, who currently has the final playoff spot. The Islanders are in third by 1 point. I had the Islanders in the wild card, my bad. So it's Sabres, Lightnings, Canadiens, Hurricanes, Penguins, Islanders. But the Islanders only clinging to that spot by 1 point. The final wild card is the Blue Jackets. The first wild card is the Bruins with 94 points. So you have Boston and Columbus in the last two wild card spots, with the Flyers, the Senators, and the Red Wings 2 points back. And that's all happening tonight. Senators are playing the Sabres. The Jackets are now down 2-0 to the Hurricanes. And no score in the Canadian game. Penguins, Lightning still 1-1. But Red Wings and Flyers, no score. 7 minutes left in the first. So Jackets, Hurricanes, Red Wings, Flyers, huge games in the East. Jackets, Hurricanes up 2-0. No score in Detroit, Philly, and Penguins, Lightning's 1-1. So a lot of playoff implications going on here. We got the Frozen Four in hockey coming up. Now that, unlike the basketball, is going to take a breather this week. That will not be played until, let's see here, April 9th to 11th in Vegas. Michigan will play Denver, and North Dakota will play Wisconsin. So the first semifinal is Michigan versus Denver. That is on the 9th. And so that is, let's see here. So that is Thursday. Thursday evening, you're going to have Michigan, Denver, and then North Dakota, Wisconsin. And the championship will be Saturday, the 11th. So Thursday, we have Michigan and Denver, the top-ranked Michigan Wolverines, the Denver Pioneers, who have won 10 national championships, the most of all time, and then North Dakota and Wisconsin. Those games will face off on Thursday. I would imagine they're both evening games. I don't have the times for them right here in front of me, but I would imagine it's probably a 6 and an 8 or a 7 and a 10, something like that. Check your local listings. And then the championship game is Saturday night, the national championship for hockey. So that gets you caught up there. We'll take a quick burn around MLB before we get out of here. Not touching on any NBA. I got to tell you what. The other night, the Pistons played a game where they rested 5 freaking players because of load management. And they got destroyed. These games, the NBA on back-to-back games is virtually unwatchable. It's unwatchable. During back-to-back games, some of these teams are resting half their roster. At least like 2 or 3 key players. If you paid to go see that, that's an awful look by the NBA. Awful. Awful. Okay. American League Central, Cleveland, 4-3. KC Royals, 3-3. Tigers, Twins, 2-4, and the White Sox, 1-5. Yankees off to a great start. Great pitching the Yankees are getting from Fried and Schlittler. The Yankees staff, wait till they get Cole back. I mean, the Yankees got great pitching. Bednar in the freaking bullpen. Their bullpen is great. Their pitching has been lights out. Rodon. Yankees starting pitching. Yanks 5-1 in first place in the East. Toronto 4-2. Baltimore 3-3. Tampa 2-4. And the Red Sox off to a dismal 1-5 start. The West sees the Houston Astros at 5-2. Texas Rangers 4-2. LA Angels 3-4. Seattle 3-4. And the Athletics at 1-5. Another long year for the Athletics. I think they're playing in Sacramento right now. National League, and again, the A's with the eventual move to Las Vegas. I do believe that's coming next season. National League, Brewers 5-1, Cards 4-2, Cubbies 3-3, Reds 3-3, Pirates 3-3. That is the Central. In the East, the Miami Marlins. The Miami Marlins in the last 100 games dating back to last year are 58-42. 58-42. That's the same record as the World Championship LA Dodgers, going back 100 games. This is a team with the smallest payroll in Major League Baseball. So Miami 5-1, Atlanta 4-2, the Mets 3-3, the Phils 3-3, Washington 3-3, Dodgers in the West 4-2, Arizona 3-3, Colorado 2-4, San Diego 2-4, and the Giants 2-4. That is your MLB standings. That's all we got for you tonight, boys and girls. Remember, we had given out some picks. We gave out the Canadians, and we'll document them at the beginning of the show. We gave out Montreal money line. We gave out the Lightning money line. That was Montreal was minus 125. Tampa was minus 160. We gave out the Carolina Hurricanes, who are now up 3-0, money line. That was minus 130. We have given out the Dallas Stars, minus 155. That game is not underway. And then we gave out the Golden Knights puck line, Vegas puck line, minus 1.5. That's the 5 NHL picks we gave out for the night. See how we do. We're going to track our NHL You guys know how we did in college. We finished college football this year at 60%, 10 games over. We were dead 500 in the NFL. We were 8-2 in the MLB playoffs last year, and now we're going to start tracking some hockey. You guys saw I posted an 11-1 run on DraftKings yesterday, but we're not going to count that. We're going to just count the stuff we gave out on air. Here's our first NHL picks that I've given out on the air. I've given out some, but we'll do a little official run from here through the playoffs and see how I do, just for shits and giggles. Anyway, I'm out of here. Covered a lot of stuff tonight. Hopefully Tiger Woods is in Europe getting himself some help for his fucked up ass, because he needs it. I am Billy DiNapoli. I'll catch you guys later. Don't forget, please subscribe to the North American Sports Report YouTube channel and follow me, Billy DiNapoli, on Instagram and Facebook, where we stream live on Facebook as well as YouTube. You guys have a great night. I'll catch you later.